Hey guys, it's Julia, and for today's video I'm going to be doing another book review, and today I wanted to discuss the third and final book of the Penryn and the End of Days trilogy, and that is End of Days by Susan E. And I really wanted to discuss my overall thoughts on this, and yeah, let's get right into this. I apologize if this lighting isn't super great. So this, like I said, is the last book in a trilogy, and if you're not familiar with the trilogy, the first book is Angel Fall and the second book is World After, and these are post-apocalyptic angel stories, and we follow a girl named Penryn, and basically her sister gets taken by these angels and she is going after her sister because she cares so much about her family, and she needs to get her sister back because why would she want her sister to stay with the angels? So makes sense? Makes sense. And I will have my review of Angel Fall linked here and my review of World After linked here. I enjoyed them both very, very much, and I do highly recommend them, and I'm just linking them in case you want to check the reviews out if you've read them, or more of my overall thoughts on those two books in particular. Talking about End of Days, a lot of people think it was rushed, and I can agree that the ending was a little bit quick and I still have questions that weren't answered, which is unfortunate. Overall, in this trilogy, I adored the characters and the world and the plot, and yes, there were a few unanswered questions, but other than that, I really, really loved these, and most likely one of the books at least will be on my favorites list of the year, because unless something like I read a ton of other books that knock this out of the park, but most likely they will be on my favorites, and I just enjoyed them so incredibly much, and the characters are definitely going to stick with me, and the story will stick with me for a while. So I highly recommend it. And now I want to get into my actual spoilery thoughts on End of Days. So if you haven't read it, I do recommend it, and if you want, you can go read it and come back and we can discuss it, but read the other two first if you haven't done that. But if you are still thinking or hesitating to pick up End of Days, I would pick it up because the first two are kind of better, but this is the concluding novel, and it's as much as you're gonna get, so unless she puts out more work, but this is what you're getting for the ending, so might as well take it for what it is, and I would recommend it because it was still pretty awesome. So yeah, now the spoilery section, so bye if you haven't read it. Bye. Hello, welcome to the spoilery section. We will be discussing the resolution and the events leading up to the End of Days ending. So we have Penryn and how her story worked out. She has become one of my favorite female characters of all time. Definitely one I didn't get very annoyed reading with. Sometimes I was kind of like, girl, you stop, because she kind of overanalyzed the same things over and over again. Other than that, though, she was definitely is becoming one of my favorite characters. We have her resolution, and she does end up with Raffi. Is it Raf or Raffi? Not really sure, but she does end up with him, and I'm kind of about Raffi. Like, I really liked his character, especially in the first book. I loved him, but in the second book he wasn't there, which was really unfortunate, and in the third book he wasn't much in it either. He was still there, but most of the time he was putting her off and leading her on and dropping her, and it kind of got me a little annoyed with him. But overall, I still think he was a cool character, especially looking at him in book one, because that's when I really started to love his character. And I'm glad Penryn and him finally got together in the end, and the whole army war thing got resolved, and where Raf and Uriel, whatever his name is, and him went to fight off, and they were going to go and kill as many humans as possible to win the title of the messenger or whatever. And I'm really glad that Raffi chose not to do that and not to kill Penryn's people, and he chose to fight with Penryn against the angels. I did not really expect any of that, but I did know that he wouldn't kill, I knew he wouldn't kill everybody, and because Penryn would be upset, but at the same time I was like, I don't know what he's gonna do here, but I'm really happy that he did that. And we also have Paige's character, and she was another favorite in the story because that's so cool how she was the scorpion, the leader of the scorpions kind of thing, and I'm kind of disappointed how all that stuff wasn't resolved. Like, how did she end up like that? Like, I know those people did work on her and everything, but we didn't really get to know exactly how they did it or what happened, and that kind of got me annoyed. Or now that she, like in the epilogue, it says that she's better and she looks better, she's talking better, and she's eating still. But I still wanted more to her character, and I wanted more of a resolution of her overall. We also had the mom, which the mom was pretty awesome. I loved her character as well. I believe she was schizophrenic, and it was mentioned a lot, the disorder, and just the way her mom acted, and she wasn't on her meds, and I assumed she was schizophrenic. I believe she was, and I really liked her mom's character. She added a really nice addition, and I loved Penner and Paige and her mom when they were all together, and it was really cool. There were some deaths in this story, and there was the death of Otis, or is it, I believe his name is Otis, and I'm really bad at remembering all these, but I was really upset about his death. I honestly didn't expect he was gonna die, but then I was like, how did I not see that coming? But he definitely grew on me, and I definitely would have loved, like, can we get a book in his perspective? Because I loved him. He was such an amazing character, and I really wanted to get to know him more. Belial, I think it is, and it was really sad the way he died, and they were saying, like, he won't be missed, he didn't have a friend in this world, and it just made me really upset. And we actually took a trip to hell in this book, which I found kind of weird, and the way just the setting was described, I couldn't picture it very well, but overall it was still very well, like, his character was still very, like, we got to know him a lot more in World After, and we got to know him more in this book, but unfortunately it led up to his death. And we also got the death of that guy, what's his name? Uriel, the one that was, like, causing the fight with Raffi, and they were competing and stuff, but I hated him, obviously, and I just didn't like him. I didn't want him to die, but, you know, I didn't really expect him to die either. The ending kind of went really fast, and I'm happy how it worked out, but I believe this was supposed to be a 6-book series, and I think it would have been better as a 6-book series. I know that means I have to read more books, but other than that, I thought it would be a really good 6-book series just because of everything. I think it could have been developed a lot more, or I'd love some companion novels to some of these characters, because these characters deserve so much more they deserve just so much more, and they deserve so much more books, and they deserve to be seen in more than just these 3 books, and some of them weren't seen very often, unfortunately. So yeah, overall though, I'm still thinking about my rating for End of Days. I'm thinking about giving it a 4.25 just because I love the scenes. Definitely Tweedledee and Tweedledum were definitely the comic relief in this story, and I love the characters in the world. The ending wasn't exactly the greatest, but I still didn't think it was horrible, but I think we needed more resolution, we needed more from the characters, and we needed just more to build up the ending, and it kind of just crashed in, like, the last little bit, and everything kind of they tried to resolve, but it didn't resolve as well as most readers would have liked it to. Believe I am going to give it a 4.25. Definitely recommend. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below and what you thought of this trilogy overall, and which book was your favorite. I think either Angel Fall or World After were my favorite. I enjoyed End of Days, but especially some moments in this, I was so sucked in. I loved it, but I think World After maybe, but then Raffi wasn't there, so I kind of think Angel Fall was the best book, I would like to say. But definitely let me know your guys' thoughts down below, and if you enjoyed this review, I really appreciate you guys watching, so thank you very much, and I will see you all very soon with a new video. Bye!